Hello, and how you doing? It is Psychic Medium Monique Antoinette here on Sexy and Psychic Q&A time, and we've got a conversation from KC. She's actually a client who I gave a reading to, a combination reading of a Cvision clairvoyant reading slash Cvision financial reading. Clairvoyant is my third eye. It's a sixth chakra gift. I use those words over and over so that you guys can begin to understand the clairs. What was very interesting about this particular reading was that instead of the normal, which is to read the energy from a clairvoyant point of view, it's like a Fred Flintstone video. It's cartoon-ish. That's how the energy comes in. What was very different about this was the information, the good stuff, the yummy stuff from the reading came through her master spirit guide, which is amazing. This is the second client that this has actually happened for. You guys have heard me in other videos refer to spirit guides as an invisible friend. My invisible friends have been hanging out with me since I was yay high. For those of you who thought I was crazy, I was just having conversations with my spirit guides. That's what I was up to. But for those of you who are new to my channel, have never heard this term before, or for those of you who have, but want a deeper understanding of it, I thought it would be interesting. So I went to the dictionary and I looked up this term, and this is what I got. Spirit guide is a term used by the Western tradition of spiritualists, churches, mediums, and psychics to describe an entity that remains a disincarnate spirit in order to act as a guide or protector to a living incarnated human being. And what that means, disincarnate spirit, is the energy, the spirit of that which is, that's not within a living body. We incarnated into a human body. Spirit guides do not. And I think it's important to know the difference between a spirit guide opposed to a ghost, or what is also known as an earthbound spirit. They are very, very, very different. Earthbound, ghost, whichever term is more comfortable for you, has a completely different agenda. Spirit guide is a one-on-one relationship that is established from the time that we are born. Our spirit guides are on deck with us from the very beginning. How cool is that? So I'm already trying to negotiate with God that in the next lifetime, instead of me showing up into a body, that I get to stay I want to live as a disincarnate spirit and just be somebody else's spirit guide. I'm sure I have in previous lifetimes, but I don't remember that. But I've sort of put that call out there to God. Hey, next time I don't want to come down here in the body and move with this dimension. I want to move around and play spirit guide. I think that would be very cool to do it again and again and again. And maybe help someone like my spirit guides have helped me with owning the ownership of my psychic gifts. That would be very cool. I would love to pay that forward. That would be very cool. So, okay. Getting back to KC and her reading. So, her psychic gifts were confirmed, clairempathy and clairvoyance, and what the energy that was blocking her capacity to accumulate, earn, or keep a certain amount of money was revealed in this incredible reading. And I've got those links included below for you guys if you're interested in getting those readings. They are fantastic and life-changing, and maybe your spirit guide will show up and read the energy for me. How about that? It's always fun. Very brand new, exciting experience for me. Thank you, KC, and your spirit guide for that beautiful moment. I loved it. So what happened as a result of her gifts being acknowledged, she was able to accept that she just wasn't crazy. She'd been walking around with the gift of clear empathy, third chakra gift, the gift of feeling, and it had been on her mind. She didn't really understand it, so when it was confirmed, it just gave her a greater sense of peace. She knew she wasn't crazy. She learned that she had the gift of clairvoyance, which is the primary gift that I use during a clairvoyant Cvision reading. Now, how this began to show up in her life after this acknowledgement was through her meditation. She began to see colors, and this takes us into her next question. So what do these colors mean or represent? For everybody, they're different. And let me give you a couple of examples. When colors show up in meditation, they can be referring to your chakras. This is your body's way of telling you that maybe one of your chakras needs some attention. Our chakras are energy wheels that are aligned on the base of our spine. We have 7 main chakras. We also have other ones as well, but those are the 7 main ones that we pay the most attention to. And if one is out of order, it will sometimes show up through meditation and get your attention. When my third chakra was completely out of whack, in my meditation, it would pump and pulsate. It was so big, it was ridiculous how engorged my third chakra was. And if it wasn't for it showing up in my meditation, I wouldn't have known that the solution to getting to the root of the problem was embedded in that chakra. And so in my meditation, I would begin to ask questions. People, Q&A within meditation is everything. What I mean by that is through thought, if you are in meditation and you want to know anything, specifically what we're referring to right here, right now, if a color shows up, you simply ask, show me the energy, or show me what the color yellow in my meditation means. And guess what? The answer to that question will present itself. When the color blue showed up in my meditation, I asked. The first bit of information that I got was the colors that show up to you represent action steps that you can begin to take in your life. Here's a specific example. When the color blue began showing up, it was my symbol to not resist. I happen to be a double Capricorn. For those of you who have any idea of what that means, we could just kind of be a little itty bitty tiny bit stubborn. And sometimes, a Capricorn will mess her or his life up completely, being stubborn and concrete it in what they think should be. And I deliberately, when I owned my psychic energy, owned it, I asked God to help me get rid of a lot of the negative Capricorn traits, because I got a double dose of it. I was tired of working my tailbone off and not getting what I thought I deserved. And my resistance and the stubbornness was where my work began. And so the color blue was extremely essential in a part of that expansion. So outside of meditation, now that the communication is ingrained, when the color blue shows up, I know I'm going to get an email or phone call or something that's going to be really good for me, that requires me to move like the color blue. Blue represents the color of water. What does water do? It flows. It doesn't ask any questions. It just flows. And so that is how colors showing up in my meditation work for me. So it's your job, your responsibility to yourself to ask your highest self, your spirit, what they represent for you. So Casey, this is something that you can do. For those of you out there who have seen colors show up in your meditation, simply ask the question and hold on to your seats for what the answer could possibly be. for me, I've experienced them referencing chakras and action steps to things I need to work on, but for those of you out there, you've probably had a different experience. I would love to hear about it. I know the viewers would love to hear about it. So, yeah, send in your comment about it. It would be so great. If you have any other questions that you want answered on the platform, send it in to the website. That link is below, along with the links to those those readings that I mentioned. And thank you for joining me here this time again, and I will see you all very soon. Sexy and Psychic Q&A time. Bye.